All right, and welcome to the Magic Mile in New England, in New Hampshire, just outside of Concord. Between Concord and Laconia, there's a town called Loudon. And well, it's really not even located in Loudon, it's just outside of Loudon. It's the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We have about a minute left in open practice before we start qualifications. As you see it at the top of the sheet is Hazlitt with a 30.433 lap, followed by Hahn at a .063 behind, Payne at .81 behind, Jackson .186 behind, and Fleury .213 behind at a tie with Rogers. And that is your top five. And we're getting ready to go into qualifying here momentarily. Well, thanks for taking time on your Wednesday night away from your favorite CBS action show or wrestling event or whatever it might be that you're watching. We're going to have some fun times here. Don't forget, you can also interact with me in chat. We'll do our best to also interact back because sometimes the action is always on the track. So about 12 seconds left in open practice here. We go for qualifications. Let's take a look at the point situation. After 2 rounds of 13, Josh Cottle, as by virtue of his win last week, is your points leader. Only 1 point behind is Nick Fleury. 2 points behind is Brett Hahn. Drew Cox -5. Justin Hazlitt, who was sitting at the top of the speed charts here, was -6. There's your top 10, pretty much whatever the top 10 was last week, that is your top 10 for your points this week. Let's see if we can find someone out there doing some qualifying. There we go. Here's Andrew Payne in the race first car. No, didn't like that. So we're going to start it over. The wonders of not real racing. Simulation racing. Yep, I don't like that. I'm going to go back to the end. Getting those tires up the temperature really fast. Down the backstretch. Look at him wiggling the car there, trying to get the tires up to temperature. Into turn 3 here at the Magic Mile. Staying up high. Cutting it down. Green flag is in the air. Let's see. Andrew's first lap here is underway. Under braking into turn 1. Kicks a little bit on the back end. Between 1 and 2 right now, and at exit 2 down the backstretch. This is the longest track on, or the largest track on the oval track, that is, on the schedule in the turn 3 for this season, with 1 mile in length, just over 1 mile actually. Paper clip shaped. There you go. Out of turn 4, what's he gonna do? There you go, P3. .044. Will he get it a better this time around? Most cases, most tracks, you're slower on the second lap. Not always the case. Let's see what happens here. And it looks like he's going to stay with a 120.044 miles per hour, as we still have a couple others on the track. Maybe I think we're about done. Without 7 seconds left, I think we're going to get ready to go in line up for this first of the heat races. Here's the first of the heat races. Brett Hahn first, and P2 is Justin Hazlitt. P3, Andrew Payne. P4, Ryan Libby. P5, Jarrett Jackson. P6, Cody Molyneux. A little further on back in P7 is Daniel Parmalee. P8, Tim Rogers. P9, David Payton. P10, Eric Papanow. P11, Thomas Hazlitt. And P12, Mark Herzog. We got P13, Andrew Borer. P14, Nick Fleury. P15, Seth Harrelson. P16, Drew Cox. P17, Landon Devon. P18 is Mike Witt. P19, Jamie Beasley. P20, Brett Edwards. P21, Richard Pruitt. P20, John Sanu. P23, Hayden Cobb. P24, Leo Loretz. And I believe this is actually showing more than I need to. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So let's get this focused here on the field at hand here. There we go. Jamie Beasley is on the pole as we are getting ready to come to green here. And there we go. Green flags in the air. And we are starting the first of 2 heat races. 6 laps to go. 6 miles at the Magic Mile. Turn 1. Beasley takes the high line. Gets around. Beasley, or actually Devon on the high line. Gets around Beasley. Harrelson, Hazlitt, Burr, and Parmalee in pursuit. Clean through turns 1 and 2. Back down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Wow, look at that. 3 wide, 2 deep. What's it going to be, folks? Payne got a little squirrely there and about a lap ago. He's now got it back under control, back through turns 3 and 4. Now in pursuit of P5. Again, we're going wide here at the start finish. And there's a car in the wall. The 710, the 710. Oh! That took out another one with him. Let's go back a little bit in ways and see what happened here. Let's try to get a better angle on that too. Oh, got a little loose, Oh, okay, and the 12 just got into him. That's a pretty innocent thing. Got a little loose coming off. Oof. And collecting there, John the Meester as well, unfortunately. Getting a little loose there off of exit. That happens sometimes. 710 is coming back into the pits. That is Daniel Parmalee. Oh, sorry, Daniel Parmalee is actually not the leader. 710. See, the scoring timing and scoring is now a little bit messed up because the 4 is Jamie Beasley. That's P2. So it's Landon Devon, and the 118 is your leader. And remember, and we're under caution here. Stuff you should know. For the heat races, 5-minute single qual, which we've already seen. Top 10 qualifiers were in 5 bonus points. 2 heat races, and there's a 5-minute warm-up after this. And then the feature event. The winner from the previous week will start from the tail end of their heat. So that will be your winner from last week. He will be the shotgun driver. He does have the added benefit of earning bonus points if he can win the feature race. The heat race will determine the order that of the starting lineup for the feature event. Top 20 qualifiers will have their starting positions inverted. The top 3 finishers from each heat will earn 3 bonus points. The lights are still on the pace car coming out of turn 4. Looks like they will probably do a 2-wide start here. Keeping an eye on race control, seeing if there's any penalties being handed out. Doesn't look like there's any penalties on that one, and that's probably the right call to make. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the American Sim Racing Club's second race at the New Hampshire Magic Mile. This is the first heat race. We are 2 laps in, actually. This is their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. The American Sim Racing Club is brought to you by Luke Oil. Check out their fine products. Long caution here for, I don't think that was that big of a crash. I think we should go 1 to go right here. Yeah, 1 to green. 1 to green right here. When we get into the feature race, we'll talk a little bit more about the history of the track. I know a little bit more about this track than we did at South Boston because the IndyCars have been here for quite a while. In fact, the track record, 26 years old, is still held by a 1995 Honda Renard on Firestone tires at this track. Andre Ribeiro. And if you don't know who he is, well, he might be a footnote. He did win his first IndyCar race ever here. I believe it was that same weekend. He was just hooked up. But some who's who of the famous people in all of automobile racing have raced here. So the Andrettis, the Mansells, the Fittipaldis. We are single file. Looks like we're going to come back to single file green here. Pace car is off. Crowd under the control of Devon. Green flag, 4 to go in this heat race. Getting situated here down the backstretch. Everybody pretty much in single file. Getting down there, braking hard, trying to outbrake the next guy. Don't want to quite full send it. Payne looking on the outside of Peyton. He's got to run. Will he complete the pass by turn 1? Waiting for that spotter to yell clear. Not quite there yet. Oh. Thomas Hazlitt got a little squirrely there between turn 1 and 2. Made some slight contact with the outside wall. Let's see what happened there. I think he just might have got a little loose and maybe just a little bit of help. Oh. Yeah, I got a little help. Well, we'll see what race control thinks about that one. We are keeping an eye on race control. They will let us know if there's any penalties being handed out. But hopefully he can recover from that. There's still 3 laps to go, a little bit of time. Let's take a look from the spotter stand here. Here's where the spotters get to see here at the Magic Mile in New Hampshire. Race first rules. Well, I think the gallery here is getting a little stacked. Thanks, guys. So 3 cars are out, Darling, Parmalee, and Pruitt. Still 11 left to go. 3 laps to go in this first of one of 2 heat races. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, just outside of Concord. Concord, New Hampshire. That's right. I know the language. I've spent many a summer there. Thank God my parents moved out of there and moved me to the Midwest. Long, super long caution period. It's like the drive out there from Indiana out to New Hampshire. Oh, talk about uneventful. Oof. I can only think probably about driving across Kansas might be about the next most boring type of trip. Kansas, Nebraska, kind of flat. At least there's some hills here, but there's just nothing. Just nothing. Good country. I mean, if you like the pretty country, if you like the green mountains, if you like to ski, because we don't ski very much here out in Indiana. It's flatlanders. Unless it's water skiing. Can you explain the call system? Not sure. We'll have to look that one up. The call system. Help me out on that one. I'll try to help you out. Not sure quite what you're talking about, but we definitely got time to seek some answers. We got Cody and Dakota are watching. Maybe they can look stuff up for me. Oh, yeah, you talking about the race control? Is that what you're talking about? Race control? How I'm finding out about race control, we got one lap to green. I'm actually, we have TeamSpeak open here because that's what the drivers talk on, and you can use TeamSpeak as a chat client. And so race control will just send me a message to let me know what's going on through a chat message, and then I can report that to you guys if that's what you're talking about with race control there. Three laps to go here in this first heat race. Been kind of slow going, had a couple of incidents. Kind of like last week a little bit. They got a little antsy in the first race, and the second race kind of went smooth. Well, Beasley under the control of him, or Devon. Beasley in pursuit. Green flag, turn one. Here we go. Boy, you can definitely hear them all pushing right there. The tires on the edge of adhesion there, at the edge of adhesion, actually. If you notice, the fast lap way around here is not on the bottom. That's the case in just about everything you drive here. IndyCar, stock car, Pro Mazdas, anything. They do not go well on the bottom. They do not go fast. There's a look for second place there with Burr. Burr tries a full send. It's not going to quite stick. Beasley on the outside is going to have the momentum, and if he doesn't look out, Harrelson's going to follow him through. And that is it. So that is the first of the two heat races. And they're already gridding for number two. So let's take a look at the starting lineup here for heat race number two. Try to get you a better view here. On the pole is Brett Edwards. Second is in the Doritos car. This is Mike Witt. Third, Drew Cox. Then we have Nick Fleury in the 25. Mark Herzog in the 57 In-N-Out Burger car. Eric Papanow in the 10. Tim Rogers in the 21. Cody Molnow in the green Subway 904. Ryan Libby in the 82, even though so is 35. I wonder if that's maybe a painted on number. We'll have to check their settings there. Justin Hazlitt in the 37. Johnson now in the 86. Leo Loritz in the 108, which looks like it might be the 3. We have a blinker, and that is James Ledford in the 48. Let's get up front. We're going green. Green flag in the air. Cox got a great start, and he has some great momentum on Edwards. He's going to take a look at the bumper. He's going to probably take a look going into turn 1. He's not going to waste a lot of time. He wants to probably get out in front and probably pull away. Nope, backs off a little bit, takes up his proper line. Going to get a good run off of turns 3 and 4 down the main straight. Edwards is going to lead lap 1 of 6. A little bit further back, Fleury looking on the inside of Drew Cox. That's actually Mike Witt. But Herzog's going to take advantage of that, and we are 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Careful, fellas. Careful. And Fleury sideways recovers it. And he's lucky that tarmac was there as he bounces back onto the track, but that's going to cost him dearly. Back up front, there is your leader, Brett Edwards. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Eric. You know, like the driver taps out, or if it's race control will tell me. So they will tell me if it's out, and then I will report it as out. If you don't hear me report race control is out, then it's probably a tap out then. So Witt is getting a look on the outside of Cox. And we are caution. Caution on the speedway. And there is Cody Molnow in the green car. Uh-oh. I tell ya. Let's take a look here and see what happened. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, little help maybe? And yeah, it's a little racing. He kind of goes up into him, pushes out of the way. Oh, 3 has kind of nowhere to go. Collects the 904. The 904 collects the 3. And that's what brings us under caution. I think that's just a little bit of a racing thing. It got him pushed up into the line. It happens. IndyCar racing, we call that arrow push. Not sure what you call it in fender racing. Probably just push. Actually, open wheel will properly say it is understeer. And they say that with a stiff upper lip. Understeer. Versus oversteer, which is loose. We can definitely move the camera on a lot faster on the mile track. Tanner, I think you need to schedule more mile tracks. Super late models, all mile and longer. How about that? I don't even know how fast these things would be able. I'm sure the rev limiter would probably stop them from going very fast at all at probably Indianapolis or Pocono. I can't imagine they would get very fast at all at Talladega or at Daytona. Just probably the gearing would prohibit that. Would be cool to see. We might get to see these guys on a road course later this year. We'll check that out. That's going to be fun. Believe me, I'm going to be scouting some folks. Oh, Gary's looking for some road course racers for his IndyCar team. Showing Eric Papanow. Let's go back and take a look at him real quick. In the 10, he has the fastest lap of this heat race. It's a 30.966. Um, and it's a faster by about a 2/10 over everyone else. Thing is, he's planted back in ninth. He's got a flashing car in front of him. And he's going to want to get around all that here with only 4 laps to go. Edwards going to bring him down really slow. They accordion back up a little bit. Herzog almost gets in the back of Witt. We are back under green. Haslett looks like he was going to full send that boy right down into turn 1. I thought for sure we're going to have something happen there. Tim Rogers looking on the outside of Mark Herzog there, side by side through turns 3 and 4. Rogers actually going to have the faster line around. Oh, let's take a look up front. Drew Cox is taking a look on the inside of Brett Edwards. Will he have a shot in turn 1? 3 to go. Is he going to go? Is he going to go? He's going to go down low. Is he going to push up? He's going to push up. Drew Cox with the momentum. Oh, Edwards gets a little loose. Oh! Edwards collects Witt as he climbs the wall out of turn 2. And we are back under caution again. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, man. Start at the front. Let them all up at that point. It's going to probably take a duck in here to pit road. Maybe get some quarter panels beat out a little bit. Hopefully it's not too serious. But Drew Cox, let's take a look. I can actually go back here and go back to, actually it's Brett Edwards there, yeah. Yeah, poor Mike Witt had nowhere to go on that one. I've been there before, man. So we are collected back under the pace car, which has seen quite a bit of action today. I hope that's not indicative of what the feature race is going to be, because we're looking at 100 miles around the Magic Mile. That's 100 laps. This place was built. It's actually one of the more newer tracks around, really. It's about built back in the 90s, early 90s, 1990 as a matter of fact. It is a 1.058 mile oval. Banking, well, he say it's variable banking on turns between 2 and 7 degrees. Straightaways are banked at 1. You couldn't tell from this point of view. The track record is, like I said, Andre Ribeiro, and that was set back in '95 in a Honda Renard with Firestone tires with a time of 21.466 miles per hour. If my memory serves me correctly, that is in the 190 mile per hour range. We'll have to look that one up. We'll check that out here. Maybe figure that one out. 1 lap to green, no. I'm going to focus in on Drew Cox, your leader. Mike Witt is back up to P2. So they apparently when the yellow came out, it froze the field, so it allows him to get back into position. Hopefully his car is not too damaged from the collision. That will inhibit him from making a run on Cox here with 3 to go. Although looking like it's Tim Rogers, really. Looking like he's thinking, oh boy, I got me an opportunity here. Taking a look on the inside to turn 1. Herzog, excuse me. Oh! There's Hazlitt into the back of Herzog. Herzog might have had to check up there. See if we can get some dynamic TV shots here as the guys are going 2 by 2. A little further on back for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Whoa! Oh, 86! Sanu gets it back under control. Power slide up and against the wall a little bit. Recovering it. And that is it. They finished as we were watching a little action from the back there, and we did not catch our heat winner winning. See if we can get that speed time conversion here real quick. It's 21.466. And actually, yeah, we are in our 5-minute warm-up period here. Distance 1.58 miles, 21.466. Well, that's calculated out at 177.4341 miles per hour. I wonder if they rounded that up to 1 mile flat. Let's see what that time is. It's 167. Huh. So, I don't know. I was figuring that'd be a little bit faster, but I was thinking more along the lines of what they did at Nazareth and yeah, 177. That's about right there. Not that much banking. That's about what you're going to get, about 180 or so at New Hampshire, or excuse me, at Milwaukee. When Nazareth was still around, I think they got up to about 190 there before they finally stopped going to that track. So we are under our 5-minute warm-up period before we line up for the feature. Currently showing Hazlitt at the top of the chart here early on. Let me try to zoom in on him here. There we go. We got to go Hazlitt, so we will give Hazlitt some love since he's getting some love in the chat. So not too far away. If you should ever go to Loudon here to see a race at New Hampshire, is Lake. Actually, there's Lake Winnipesaukee, and it's the third largest natural lake in New Hampshire, or actually New England. And they have a place there called Weir's Beach, and on Weir's Beach is a really cool, very fun arcade that's been there forever, called the Fun Spot Family Fun Center. And I remember going there as a kid and just stepping into that place and just every video game imaginable. I think that's where my dad fell in love with Donkey Kong for the very first time when that first came out, because I remember shortly thereafter we had Donkey Kong for the Atari 2600 there, as that was his favorite game to play. So the early days of Mario coincide with Lake Winnipesaukee, Weir's Beach, and the Family Fun Center. Actually, when I went there last time, they have a big bikers week there too. One of the biggest biker weeks that I've ever seen this side of the Mississippi, and they have a fun time there, and definitely brings a lot of business to the area. You should check it out. Weir's Beach, Lake Winnipesaukee, Loudon, Laconia, Manchester. That's probably where you want to fly into if you fly there. Manchester airport there. You don't want to fly into Logan. That's too far away. Concord really doesn't have an airport. Andrew Payne. He is the top of the charts with a 30.722. Okay, so as we're getting ready to go to the heat race, let's stuff you should know. Feature event has a 2-hour time limit. 2 sets of tires. So they have the sets that they are on, as well as a set in the pits, and they can change those at any time they want during the race. There is 1 green-white checker finish attempt, and there's a bonus point for leading a lap, 3 bonus points for leading the most laps, and I don't think our winner from last week is here. I don't see them, so I don't see a shotgun driver. I could be wrong. Let's take a look at the schedule while I start gridding up. As you saw, we were last week at South Boston for 175 laps. This week, 100 laps in New Hampshire. Then we move on to another speedway I'm pretty familiar with at Richmond for 150 laps. Then Stafford for 150 laps. Concord, not Concord. This is Concord here. Concord there, 125 laps on the 21st. And the Lanier Speedway, 175 laps there, will wrap up the month of April. And then we move into the raciest month of the year, the month of May. Irwindale Speedway, Southern National Speedway, Norks Wilkesboro, where we get to go uphill and downhill. Bristol Motor Speedway, hopefully they got it cleaned up with after that pretty gnarly dirt race they had there. I got to tell you, dirt didn't do that place any justice. Just my opinion. Langley Speedway, Lime Rock, which is currently what they're going to run for a road course. I've been told that might change. I don't know. But that'll be pretty cool to see these guys turn left and right. That is a very fun course. It's a very fast one, too. It's about I think it's less than 2 miles long. So that will be a fun course to watch them run at. And then Nashville Speedway. That would be the fairgrounds, not the super speedway, because I don't think that track is available yet, or won't be available yet by that point in time from iRacing. I'm looking forward to that one, though, because that's going to be an IndyCar track. 1 lap to green. Let's move that graphic out of the way there so we can see everybody here. Not seeing anything from race control, so we are good. We are going green flag racing. Lap 1 of 100 here at New Hampshire. I wonder how these guys are going to be a little bit more patient this time than we were last week. Nope. Drew Cox is Drew Cox kind of wants that position right now. Take a look at Tim Rogers back there on the outside. Andrew Payne in the race first car looking at it. That outside line is coming in. That outside line is coming in. Oh! That was close. Beasley almost gets in. Actually might have got in to Payne right there. I think it was checking up and it was trying to capture it back. No harm, no foul. We're still good. Going green. Purple lap, Tim Rogers, 31.032 to start this race out. Your big gainer right now is Payne. He's up 3 spots. Brett Hahn is up 3. Chuck Darling up 3. Take it back up to the front, Landon Devon. Oh, gets a little loose there. Coming off a 2. Is that going to be enough for Cox to take a look on the inside? He's going to send it, but is he going to full send it? He's there. He's at, oh, he gets a little loose. He's at the bumper. He's at the door. There's even, side by side, at the line. Ooh, that was a close one. I'm not sure who led that one. I think Cox is going to pull out in front, though. Trying the over-under. Not going to do it. Cox, a little loose off of turn 2. Payne with the inside pass on Witt. Two by two for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. These guys are definitely well organized and behaved these opening laps than they were last week at South Boston. Of course, mile track, a little bit more wide open, a little bit more wider spaces. Brett Hahn making his march up to the front here, down on the inside of Mike Witt. Probably going to come with him is Seth Harrelson, if he gets close enough. Falling back is Beasley. I wonder if he maybe has a little fender damage, maybe. Hazlitt and Beasley almost get together there, coming through the short chute between 1 and 2. Seeing these familiar paint jobs and all makes it a lot easier to call a race, that's for sure. Yellow, 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 yellow. What do we got? I think we got Ryan Libby, maybe? Yeah, that's what happens. And he's hitting the inside wall, so I'm not sure what happened there. That's a tumble. The 12. What happened here? He gets loose. Oh, gosh. That is one of those things where you snap and you turn the wheel and it grabs and you're into the wall, and there's nothing you can do about that. Live and learn, really, on that one. Wow. All right, well, that will send Libby back to the pits for probably a considerable repair. As the field's under caution out of lap 9, coming to 10 of 100. So yeah, the first IndyCar race here was in July of '92, actually July 4th weekend. That was won by Bobby Ray Hall. These first 3 races here by IndyCars at New Hampshire were really exciting. If you get a chance to go back and watch them on YouTube, especially the 93 and 94 race, there was just wall-to-wall racing right there. Nigel Mansell, former Formula One world champion, won the 93 race. 94 was Al Unser Jr. after winning the Indy 500 that year. And then Andre Ribeiro won in 95. And then there was a really, well, not a long period. Actually, there was the track switched hands, and it switched to the Indy Racing League. And this is actually the site of A.J. Foyt's first win in 16 years. In 90s, he won in 96 here with Scott Sharp. His previous win to that was his last win, actually, was the 81 Pocono 500. So it was a long drought for Supertex. Then the next race here, a year later, actually, it was my weekend of my wedding, actually. I remember watching this race. Robbie Buell in the green Quaker State Menards G-Force Oldsmobile. He won and followed up by his teammate the next year, Tony Stewart, before Tony Stewart made his run off to NASCAR land. Then after that, it was a long period between 99 and 2010, and no IndyCar races here. Came back in 2011 with the last year of the old car that you could still get. That's a $3 car that you can buy on iRacing. And that's before they went to the DW12, which is the free one that everyone should be able to get with your subscription. And that was won by Ryan Hunter-Reay, but it was a major cluster at the end when a rainstorm came in, and IndyCar thought that they could throw the green and get a few more green laps under before going under caution again to end the race under green. And speaking of green, we are green here, lap 11, and Cox has the lead into 1. Yeah, we'll talk some Winston Cup history here in a little bit. I know that you guys tend to be more of the stock car variety. That's okay. Good stock car history here. Hey, let's take a look at race verse 1. The airship high above the airspace of Loudon. And we're cautioned again. Trying to see what happened. Not sure what happened. Wow. Something happened quickly. Payne? Maybe we have an incident with Payne or no? I don't know. I don't think the incident was with Payne. No. Not quite sure where that accident happened. Looking at Brett Edwards here. He's the last car. Loritz. Let's take a look. Let's go back a little bit further here and see maybe if we can find... Well, it looks like it's one of those phantom yellows. Take it back up front to the leaders. We'll take a look in chat here in a little bit, see what's going on there. Drew Cox is your leader. Jigs Pogs, sad I couldn't race tonight, but good luck to my boys Harrelson and Cox. All right, nice job to root for your teammates. Harrelson in P7. Cox is your leader. 2 team cars in the top 10. It's not a bad start to the race. So far, Tim Rogers still has a purple lap at a 31.032. Only 4 cars have hit the pit road. Cody Molnow was your last one to stop there at lap 15, actually, and John Sanu at lap 15. Before that was Jared Jackson and Ryan Libby. Everyone else has stayed out. So they are working those tires for a little bit longer. Actually, 16 laps is a little bit early to be doing that. Anytime after 40, I think. Cox giving some bumper love to the Mustang. That's right, that Camaro. Show him how it's done. Wow. Landon Devon's all over the back end. And a good jump by Drew Cox. He puts about 4 tenths between himself and Devon going into turn 1 on that jump. Here comes the race first car, Andrew Payne. Yeah, Payne does have a little bit of damage there. I wonder if that's going to hurt him here on a track like this. Start getting too much more damage, start looking like a modified. Modifieds do run here. Red Hahn looking to the inside of Payne. Not quite able to get, he's able to get into that corner a lot deeper, but he's not able to get onto the power as soon as Payne. Payne getting racy at the top here. Devon looking underneath Cox, and I think Payne, whoa, Payne in the wall, up on riding it. He recovers. He's still going. I wonder how much is damaged there. That's a big old race first red spot right along the wall there, and turns at the exit of turn 2. It's pretty good recovery. I mean, all things considered, it's still sitting in P4. So you see back there by the RVs, that is a road course. There's a road course on the outside of the track here that cycles around, uses parts of the oval and the infield. One of the IndyCar leagues that I belong to was thinking about running that. Would have been suicide. Inside, Hahn pulling off the pass. Hahn now setting sail for your leader, Drew Cox. Oh, Harrelson into the wall. He recovers, but he is damaged. He is wounded. He's trying to recover. Ooh, the inside of that car, outside of that car is beat to all heck. And we are under caution, trying to find where we got going on here. I don't think we're going to see that one either. I think that might have been Leo Loritz. I heard radio traffic saying that from him, and I wondered if that might have been. Let me get another look here. Yeah, when they disappear like that, that's, let's see if we can get, and nothing. Interesting. Okay, well, let's get you back up to the front with the leaders. Drew Cox letting those tires cool off here. He's been under threat the last couple of circuits around here. Gets good restarts, but the pack is able to catch up to him rather quickly. Nothing about that. Just that he's getting great restarts. That's all that can be said. In that Camaro, like Camaros. Let's go through the field really quick here while we have a moment. As we hear Daniel Parmalee coming off of pit road there as he's pitting at lap 24. Drew Cox, we'll take a look at him going on by here, is your leader. Pretty much led them all from the start. Red Hahn up 9 spots. Landon Devon. P3. Andrew Payne sporting a little damage on both sides of the car now. Maybe evens it out. Up 5 spots. P4. Tim Rogers currently your purple lap of the night so far at a 30.032 in P5. There's Justin Haslett. I believe he has a bit of a fan club here in chat. Good looking car. I like how that purple tint here for the windows. Very cool. I think it was purple tint because the inside of the car is purple. And we're going back to green. And they are wadding up behind him. Let's take a look at that. That was behind Mark Herzog. While we're racing here, let's go take a look at that restart. I'm wanting to see what happened there. Nah, well, yeah, Harrelson got a little squirrely there. That's okay. That happens. Let's bring you back up to the action here. Got here before Brett Hahn could take a lead there away from Drew Cox. He has the inside line. Hahn and that Mopar looking there chassis of his. Oh! Landed Devon sideways off a 2. Payne looking on the outside of Devon. We're just over a quarter of the way through. Folks, if you're just joining us, thank you for watching the American Sim Racing Club's second race of the season. It's their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series from the New Hampshire International, or actually New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Magic Mile. Payne taking a wide look there on Devon. This is the ASRC American Sim Racing Club presented by Luke Oil. Check out these fine sponsors, Luke Oil and Frito-Lay. We thank them for their patronage. And of course, we are bringing you the action on Race First as we look at the number 93. And Andrew got some points there from my boss man there, Matt Houston, head of Race First. He definitely liked that particular paint job. So that's going to get him some... we are not above pandering. Oops, let's take a look at Haslett. We don't want to almost force us up into the Devon there. We're not above pandering. We like favorites. We're starting to settle into... Oh! That's Drew Cox. He got bounced around. He's recovered, but he's way back to P11 now. Let's see if we can take a look at that real quick. What happened there? He just pushes up, rides the wall. Drivers behind him do a really good job at avoiding contact. He recovers and resumes fight right there next to Fleury. take a look at the front. Oh, there we go. Camera guy, pan out. It's Brett Hahn starting to pull away by a second and a half. 34 down. So speaking of Raceverse, we do want to talk to you. If you do like other types of motorsports and want to check them out, check us out into Tuesdays, starting May 4th. Raceverse will show exclusive coverage of the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series. It is IndyCar road racing at its finest. First race of the season is May 4th at the road course in Indianapolis, followed by a trip to Germany to Hockenheim Ring. Then back to America, to Road America, for round 3 and round 4 of their crown jewel. Well, we do oval racing a little bit. It's the Indianapolis 250 on the oval, the Indy cars. It's the Formula Indy Series. You can catch them Tuesdays starting May 4th at about 9 p.m. Resuming the action here. Brett Hahn continues to pull away. I mean, he's got himself a 2-second lead over Payne. Payne is broken away. Take a little bit farther back. Payne. He's got Hazlitt. Take a look at this one. This seems to be about, let's go back to 5th place, actually. There we go. This battle with Herzog, Haraldson, Devon, and Papanow actually is starting to shape up to turn on the summit. Papanow's on a run. Ooh, well, he's gonna get a little boost there. That's Devon plows into the back of him. I think he's starting to roll through the corners a little bit better than everyone else around him. And also, check out that car. I don't see any dents on it yet. Yet. That's not the jinx. Yeah, Papanow's up 5. Devon's struggling, down 7. I think you just kind of wait for that first pit stop. Get those new tires. A little farther back, Nick Fleury in the 25. He's up 5 spots. I understand he's a bit of a road racer. Occasionally gets into the Indy cars. Hey, Nick, I got a PM out to you, buddy. Return it. A little further back in the Luke Oil car, David Payton. It's kind of cruising. Up 3 spots. Mike Witt also struggling a little bit. But that's okay. We're still in contention. We're not even halfway. We're not even halfway yet. Whoa, look at that going into. Look at that. Wow. Oh, and yeah. Drew Cox is struggling. Yeah. Not sure what happened there. Let's go back a little bit, check out what happened there. Yeah, okay. Get a little into the wall. Scrubbing down the front straight. 4 wide at one point. Almost 4 wide. The 12, 52, 24, and the 710 get by. And he might be going for the pits. Nope. I think he's just on his own pace now. Let's go back up to the front. There's our leader. He doesn't have quite the lead as he did last time. Actually, he does, actually. We just got refreshed on timing and scoring. He's now 2.1 second lead over Payne. So let's take a look at intervals so we can see some of the more tighter fights on the track. And there's one right there, 7th and 8th. Here we go. Got a car on pit road. Caution. And I think I know where it is. I just got to find it. I think it might have been... Was it Ledford? I saw Ledford hit the pits. But again, I'm kind of puzzled as to who that was, because it's happening so far back into pack. The blinking's not helping, but that's okay. Well, that takes care of the big lead. Here come all the leaders. And this is about where they want to pit. This is right at the midway point. Thing is, though, these tires are going to be a lot more used up come the closing laps of this particular race. And if there's a green-white checker, it might be a little fun. Watching our leader right now, currently on pit road. So Brett Hahn with a 22.7 second pit stop, a 41.9 total on pit road. Not the fastest, but that's okay. The man showed he's got some pace. Your leader is the 10 car. Eric Pappin. I told you he was coming. I told you, folks. So is the looking at Eric here, is the Jet, is that his nickname? Is that his nickname? I mean, we can run with that. We could run with that if you want us to. I like nicknames. I mean, it's better than Crash or Moving Chicane or King Hero. You know. Some people might not know what I'm talking about. But Gasman. That's Tom Sneva. Tim Rogers still has that fast lap at a 31.02. I suspect now with these cars with new tires, we might see that the window is open here for a new fast lap. Let's see how fast the track has gotten or has possibly slowed down with 47 laps of rubber buildup, race rubber on top of 12 laps of plus caution laps of heat races. 5 minutes of practice. You know what I mean. There's some build up there. So we are 1 lap to green. They're starting to line up. Let's take a look at your top 10. Top P1, Eric Papanow. P2, Brett Edwards. P3, Daniel Parmalee. P4, Richard Pruitt. P5, Andrew Burr. P6, Seth Harrelson. P7, March Herzog. P8, Brett Hahn. P9, James Ledford. But I think that might not be correct. Yep. Correct. That is P9 is Rogers. P10 is Hayden Cobb. Everybody except Papanow, Edwards, Pruitt, and Burr have pit. So let's watch the first car that has pit, and that's the 710 of Parmalee. He pitted at lap 24. Seth Harrelson is actually the one that's actually pitted on this go-around. We'll watch him with the fresh tires. Green flag. We're back underway. Coming up to the halfway point. Yeah. Let's see who that was. As my TV is not going to be... Let's go to the spotter stand. Let's watch this restart again. Let's go back to 10th place, Hayden. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Jamie Beasley. Did he get a little help? Yeah. Little help. I don't think it's malicious. Whoa! Whoa! I see. Okay. I see what's going on. There was a hole there that it looks like the 914 was going to go for, and it closed up rather quickly. Thomas Hazlitt there. It's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong there. Yeah, yeah. So what happened here is that Peyton checked up, slowed up, probably braked a little bit earlier than Devon was anticipating. He had to check up. The 914 was probably looking for that spot right next to it. The door closed, and on top of that, coming down on the position was the 4. Yeah, okay. That's a racing deal, folks. That's totally a racing deal. We'll see if the stewards agree with me here. We're back under caution. We got 1 lap to green. Thankfully, we were able to take a look at that replay. I think race control is not going to... nope. I don't think that's a problem there either. I agree. So, okay. Of your top 4, like I said, the newest tires are the 710 Parmalee there. He pitted... His tires are only about 25 laps old, give or take. He pitted on lap 24. Papanow, Edwards, and Pruitt all are an original rubber. And they are probably waiting a little bit longer here for a yellow to come out. We'll talk about their increases here in the field. And they are checking up big time behind. Wow. Okay, I wonder if we're going to get a black flag out of some of this stuff. There's some passing on the wrong side there. I don't know if stewards will just let that one go. Hahn, Pruitt, Harrelson. Yeah, I think the stewards are going to let that one go. If there's any black flags, I'm sure they're going to get lifted there. Checkups are so... Whoa, 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 whoa. We got Beasley again. All right, hearing Leo Loretz saying that was him. I can get a camera angle on him. This is the kind of annoying thing. I wonder if trying to find out what's going on here. Yeah, got some blinkers out there, and they're just not showing up here. So looks like Leo Loritz was somehow involved in that one. He has taken responsibility. Let's see what the race stewards do. We are still under caution here. Lap 56 of 100. Eric Papanow is still your leader. Actually, Eric Papanow is pitted. Got that new rubber on now. So Hayden Cobb, I believe, is your leader, according to timing and scoring. Let's see if that's... now Richard Pruitt. Timing and scoring. What is up? Daniel Parmalee is still the leader. He has the, by virtue of not pitting, he has the oldest tires out there. He is sticking it out for track positions. He is up 24 spots. He's your hard charger so far. It's got a little bit of a crinkled nose there. Good jump as they bundle up behind him again. Restarts are such a challenge in iRacing. With the new rubber, here comes Brett Hahn. I guess he's the jet. Gonna take a look at the inside. Parmalee gets credit for leading the lap there for sure. Brett Hahn is underneath. He has the better tires. He has the better line, and he pulls it off, and we have a new leader. Now setting up is Harrelson, trying to take that position. Oh, good save for Harrelson. Yeah, Harrelson almost gets into the side of Parmalee. And we are back to caution again. I don't know. Thought I saw Richard Pruitt do a dive in the standings here, but maybe he was doing defensive driving here. And the blinker just disappears. Uh-huh. A bit of a moving angle here. Let's try to, while we got some time, we're under caution. Let's go down the top 10. There's Brett Hahn, Daniel Parmalee. Seth Harrelson. Mark Herzog in an In-N-Out Burger car. Hayden Cobb in the 51. He's looking pretty sharp. I don't think there's a lot of marks on him. Cobb is up 14 spots, so he's kind of snuck his way into this. Tim Rogers been there all day there in the bright yellow 21. Fleury's made his way up slowly. He is one of your points leaders, and he is in P7. Mike Witt kind of recovered. He was having a bad early part of the race, but like I said, there was plenty of time to recover. We're now, 60% through, just over halfway, and he's up into the top 10, so that's a good showing. Justin Hazlitt in the 37 in P9. Landon Devon kind of struggled here, worked his way up a little bit. He is now P10. Jared Jackson, P11. Showing Drew Cox in P12 is behind some lapped cars. Showing, I think, a lap down. P12. I'm showing P12 is Cody Molnow. We're coming to getting ready to come to green here soon. Early contender Andrew Payne's marred back in traffic in P14. There's Cody Molnow in the 904 back in P12. Andrew Payne 13th. Chuck Darling 14th. David Payton 15th. Pruitt 16th. Burr 18th. Papanow on 18th now. Beasley 19th. James Ledford 25th. Actually now 24th, 23rd. Gotta love this. Let's get back up to the front there. So we're getting ready to go green. I think we got some graphic settings I'm going to tweak here. Green flag in the air, lap 65. Let's take a look inside the Jets cockpit here. Listen to that throttle control. Got himself a rhythm. There we go. Back on track here. Oh, we'll pop into the cockpit one more time. The directors want to see that for some reason. There we go. Back out. Got a pretty good battle back here. For the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Wow, look who's back in the fight here. It's Payne, P12, making up another spot here. Whoa, slide job. Devon, right in front of Witt. Wow, that's going to cost him a little bit. I think he caught a little bit of that back bumper. Ooh, trying to hold off the position. Trying to hold Jackson at bay there. We haven't talked about him too much, but there's one of our points leader, Nick Fleury. Let's get a reminder of the points there. He's one down. I don't think Josh Cottle showed up today. So Fleury, by virtue, it's going to be a tough. Brett Hahn and Nick Fleury are going to be up at the top here, almost by themselves. Justin Hazlett's going to join them. Drew Cox has had a bit of a rough day, though. But folks, oh! Right there, you just saw it, folks. The 51 into the quarter panel of the 25. See if we can get another look on that one. Well, not right the quarter panel, but definitely gave him some help. So broadcaster's jinx there. 25 was making a run. We gave him some love, and, well, gets the old heave-ho. Wow, let's take a look at the points situation again. That's really, really going to help Brett Hahn. Parmalee is yet to stop. Well, sorry. He has stopped. He probably, I don't know if he, I think he's probably changed his tires. So he is done. He's in this for the long haul now. Everybody stopped. Showing Richard Pruitt hasn't, though. But I'm not sure if that's, yeah, showing a 73 lap stint. Let's take a look at Richard Pruitt there. Well, he stopped now. Those tires are well used, but you know what? He's going to have. I want to pay attention to this guy going forward here. When the field goes green, he is going to be on fire. He's going to have the freshest tires and the lightest fuel load. So let's go back to the points again. So Cottle's not here. Fleury just made a slight detour in the points championship, but it's still early. Hahn is your leader, and he is P3. I'm willing to bet right now, if things stay as they are, he will be your new leader. Drew Cox is having a bit of a rough day. Check and see what position Drew Cox is in. He's back in 24th. So he's going to have, yeah, no, I'm showing now Drew Cox in 17th. So either way, he's going to have a rough day. Justin Hazlitt, though, let's go back to P6, Justin Hazlitt. I tell you what, if he keeps his nose clean for the next 25 laps, he's probably looking at making a jump from 5th to possibly 2nd in the points. I don't care where you are in the schedule. Anytime you can get sight of that leader, Sets you up really for the good rest of the year. On that on-edge orange number 37. 1 to green. Bring us back up to our leader, the Jet. Red Hahn from Michigan, representing the club there. And let's get these points situation out of the way. You've seen enough of that. Back to green. Lap 76 starting right now. Just kind of watching these guys, letting things settle out. Let's go back to Harrelson and P3. Sporting a little caved-in front bumper there. Nothing that the boys there at the garage can't fix. The virtual data bits. Coming to 78 to go, or 78 complete. Hazlitt taking a look on the inside of Herzog. Got the spot. Now he's got the position now. He's going to get the spot. Pushes up a little bit into that middle lane. Has a Herzog's there on the high lane. He's going to have the faster runoff. Got a little slide job up into the wall. Doesn't quite make contact. Still allows Hazlitt to maintain side by side. Oh, to get close again. Payne's looking behind him going, where do I go? Where do I go? Who do I follow? If they take too much time, he's probably going to try to make it 3 wide. Let's watch this battle continue. Now it looks like Herzog's kind of recovered on the outside. Payne's made the decision that he's going to follow Herzog. Okay, side by side again. Something's got to give here. Herzog still has a quarter panel there that he has not cleared yet. Comes back even. Hazlitt has not cleared that car quite yet. Herzog kept the quarter panel there. Sliding off of... Oh! That's what I didn't want to see! Oh! Oh. Oh. Andrew Payne. Yeah, you are an innocent bystander there, my friend. Yep. Oh, that's just awful. I don't mean that it's just awful driving and everything. It's just I feel awful. These guys hustle these cars for so long, and to get, not your fault to get taken out in a wreck, and it's a racing deal. While contending there in a top 10 spots, I've been there, dude. I really have. I gotta tell you, I don't know how what race control is going to rule on that one, but that's painful. That is really, really painful. Meanwhile, up front, Red Hahn, your leader, is like, okay, well, you know, if you guys want to keep wadding them up behind me, I will gladly take these yellow caution flags and rattle off lap after lap after lap in the lead while we run this race down. There is a 2-hour time limit. Let's check where we are on the clock. Actually, we got about 9 minutes left, so it's getting close to the 2-hour limit. So we'll keep an eye on the clock now. Again, if you're just joining us, we have about 9 minutes or so left here in this race. Lap count is 83 of 100. You just flip it around on YouTube and say, hey, I see this race going on. I'll check it out. Thanks for joining the American Sim Racing Club, presented by Luke Oil. Well, they got their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series here running at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We are lap 84 of 100. We've had quite a few caution periods, very close racing. Some guys have made it from the back to the front, to the front to the back, and back to the front again. The man that we really are watching is your leader, number 71, Brad Hahn, who has pretty much been in control of this race from the middle portion on. The man behind him, Daniel Parmalee, is by virtue of really some shrewd pit decision and track position, has worked his way up 23 spots to P2. He is rocking the oldest tires on the track currently at the moment. I am looking forward, if he finishes in the top 3, I'm definitely looking forward to talking with him and seeing what it's like to hang on with these tires at this age. It's got to be tough. So we are double file for a restart. We'll restart at lap 86. We're currently lap 85. We'll focus back on our leader. We got to work on the graphic settings. They're only drawing 20 cars, so there's more than that on the screen. That's probably why we're not catching up all the action back there. So getting ready to go green. Green flag. Parmalee has a position. Harrelson is right there. Parmalee's got the faster line. Harrelson's got the fresher tires. Coming out of turn 2, down the backstretch. Little bit of contact. Harrelson clears almost. Parmalee, tries to get a run. Now he needs to hold on to that P3 as Harrelson can set sail to Hahn. Look at Tim Rogers way up in the gray there, pulling off a 3-wide pass up on the high side. Saw someone making a dive to the inside there out the backstretch. Not sure who that was. Mike Witt. Let's find out what happened here. Let's get in the cockpit. Let's take a look here. Get a better angle here. That's a good angle right here. Hey, saw that whatever happened to the back there. And and we get a little bit of a courting effect there. Looks like there might have been some contact between Witt and Papineau. That's going to Witt kind of made it's done the trip to the front to the back and back to the front. Looks like Fleury was involved in that one a little bit too. Now with really you're coming up on 10 to go. You might just be in conservation mode if you just want to preserve what you have. We'll see how far he can make a run at this. He is down 14 spots. He's had himself a bit of a rough day. Let's see. We have anything from race control. I don't see anything from race control. It says 108 driver on pit road of the day or for the day? Yeah, I'm showing, yeah, Leo Loretz currently is on pit road. He's been there since lap 54. Yeah, okay. Again, thanks for joining us. If you're watching from home, feel free to interact in chat. We like talking. We love talking about racing history. Um, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, obviously, has been a home of NASCAR home quite a while. Current track record holder is, in the Cup Series is Brad Keselowski with 27.090, which is 140 miles an hour. The race record, I believe, it was the race they had. I could be wrong. The race they had restrictor plates. Because of the two incidents they had with Kenny Irwin and Adam Petty in turn 3 that year. There were two drivers killed that year at the track in fairly short order. And I think they put restrictor plates on the Cup cars. And that one race, I believe, went caution-free. He has a race record of 117 miles per hour. Kyle Busch, Rowdy, has the qualifying record for the Xfinity Series at 131.916 miles per hour. About 9 miles per hour off the Cup Series there. Over in the trucks, Austin Dillon, 133.296. Wayland Modifieds, 132.743. Sportsman Division 122.877, and the Camping World East Series as a 127.417. So those are all your NASCAR records currently at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 10 to go. 10 to go. Most wins here is Jeff Burton and Kevin Harvick. Looking for his first, Brett Hahn. Green flag. All right, guys. It's time to come up to the money window. Payday is here. Who wants it? Oh, Parmalee. Hold on, we back to caution again. Back to caution again. Let's take a look through the field real quick. It's Harrelson, Hazlitt, Parmalee. I don't know if Hazlitt pulled off the pass in time. We'll see how they re-queue here before they go green. Rogers been consistently all mid top 10s all day long, doing a great job. Jared Jackson, he's come from a long way. He's -9, or actually +9. Eric Papineau, he's sitting there in the top 10. David Payton, working his way up. He's in the top 10. Chuck Darling, who this is someone who led a lot last week. We talked about an awful lot. And then had an incident mid-race, and then we didn't see for a while. He has now made his way up, knocking on the door of the top 10. We got Brett Edwards here. Again, we're waiting for the field to probably shake itself out a little bit. Cody Molnau showing a lot of wheel and a lot less bumper on both sides there on that beat up 904. Sanu, my man from Valpo. Ooh, watch out. Okay, I think, yeah, they're waving around. Something wave around so I get the field sorted out here. Um, he's worked his way on outside the top 10. Andrew Burr, James Ledfield, Drew Cox. Ledfield's been the blinker, unfortunately. And there's some YouTube videos and stuff out there that you probably, if you can, folks, do not iRace on wireless. That is a no-no there. But there are some YouTube videos out there to help increase your bandwidth and on iRacing. Some INI files you can change, some command lines you can put in to help that out. Check that out. That's just some YouTube search in there. A lot of the blinkers can be solved fairly easily just by doing some small research. And you don't have to be an IT pro to really fix it either. Andrew Burr, Richard Pruitt, Mark Herzog. Further back, we got Flurry, as my voice cracks, Mike Witt. Got Payne back there some areas. Beasley, as it cracks again. John the Meester in that Toyota, vintage Toyota livery. And I think that's it. Everyone else is pretty much in the pits. So currently, I don't see them re-shifting the field for timing and scoring. There's 6 laps to go. We might get that green-white checker. One to go. Rogers has still holding that purple lap at a 31.032. He set that really early in the race. And I think, even though they don't award a point for fastest lap, 52, trying to rub those tires up. Should get some definite recognition. The purple lap is, anytime you can turn the purple lap, especially under race conditions, says you're getting a heck of a good run. Parmalee sitting in 4th. I hope, I'm not hoping that he passes Hazlitt, but I really do want to talk to him after the race if he gets on the podium, find out what it's like to handle that car after so far on these tires. Green flag, 5 laps to go. Let's shoot this out, boys. No more cautions. Hazlitt side by side with Harrelson. Hazlitt has a clean car by comparison to most other drivers around him. Pulls that pass off. Now let's go look a bit further back. Tim Rogers. Oh. We almost got a car that lost it behind. He recovers. Oh. Careful, boys. I know you're racing. Let's do it without contact. Peyton, get a little squirrely out the wall. They're wrecking behind. They're wrecking behind coming off of 3. And we are going to go to a green-white checker. Overtime, folks. Overtime. We got to check the time now. I don't know if my time is just saying it's 3 to go. So I think we might slide it in under the gun here. We are really close to that time limit, though. Yep, showing live for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Since I started recording, or since I started streaming, so it's 2 hours 5 minutes. Had a couple minutes we watched. 5 minute. Getting close. Getting close. I gotta admit, folks, I am not a fan of green white checkers. I really am not. I understand what it's there for. I understand that that's there for the fans and it's there for the drivers to give one more opportunity. Right now, Brett Hahn probably like, man, I don't want a green white checker. And he's probably the only person on the track that doesn't want a green white checker. Justin Has is like, sweet, green white checker. I do not like green white checkers. Sorry, I call it a gimmick. It is a gimmick. It's not real racing. I know sometimes short track guys it's been something that's been in short track racing for a while to keep fans excited in the stands. You know what? I have been leading a race by 3 seconds, and green white checker comes out, and for no reason, so go into the restart, and the guy spins me out. This is an IndyCar actually doing this green white checker. It's like sacrilegious to have green white checker in IndyCar, but. Yeah, there's that. I've seen it where a buddy of mine led 99 laps out of 100 actually 98 laps out of 100 out of Indianapolis at an IndyCar race there. There was a green white checker there as he was coming to take the white flag that went yellow, and then they went to green white checkers before the white flag. And he ended up losing as a result because IndyCars, they don't really pack on extra fuel. We only use enough fuel to get to the end. And the green white checker was something that snuck up. So I'm just not a big fan of green white checker. Not a big fan of lucky dogs either. You got to earn it back on the racetrack as far as I'm concerned. I do like the wave around, and the reason I like that is I like that the leader gets to control the field under caution coming to green. That I do like. So I do like the wave arounds. I do like where the lap cars in front of the leaders get waved around. Lap cars between lead lap cars get shuffled to the back, and how the lead lap cars get all together on a restart. I like that as well. I've seen way too many Indy cars finish where leader has like 4 lap cars between him and second place can't make that up to the ground. Makes it a little bit more exciting. But in terms of green white checkers and lucky dogs, I'm just not a big fan of those gimmicks. Really am not. So we are going to see what goes on here for a green-white checker. One attempt. Great start. Great start by Hahn. Hazlitt right behind him. Harrelson's right there. Parmalee's trying to get that outside run with those old tires to get up to P3. Get out on the podium. Here comes Tim Rogers. Clearing turn 2. No caution yet. Turn 3. Hahn's by himself. Harrelson takes a look on the inside of Hazlitt. Coming to the white flag. If it ends here, it is done, folks. Everyone's full set it into the turn 1. They're going to full set it one more time into turn 3. Hahn is your leader. Turn 3, Brett Hahn. He's controlled the second half of this race, and he's also going to control the points lead after 2 rounds of the American Sim Racing Club's Super Late Model Series as they're wadding up behind. Tim Hahn finishes. Hazlitt second, Harrelson third. There is your podium. Let's take a look at those final results. Brett Hahn, Justin Hazlitt, Seth Harrelson, Daniel Parmalee, Tim Rogers, Jared Jackson, Eric Papanow, David Payton, Landon Devon, Brett Edwards, Chuck Darling, Cody Molnow, Andrew Burr, Mark Herzog, and John Sanu. There's your top 15 right there. Brett Hahn up 10, Parmalee up 21, Edwards up 16, Darling up 12. P16 Andrew Payne, P17 Richard Pruitt, P18 Drew Cox, P19 Jamie Beasley, P20 Mike Witt. Just a really difficult day for him. P21 James Ledford, P22 John DeMeester, P22 another rough day for another driver that's high in the points, Nick Fleury. Nick, luckily it's still early in the season, so he can recover from that. 24th Hayden Cobb, 25th Thomas Hazlitt, 26th Leo Loretz, 27th Ryan Libby, 28th Kyle Cisco. And that is your results. So we'll put the top 15 back there. And you know what? Brett Hahn, at the end, turned a 30.922 to go purple. Wow. So he gets the win. I'm going to say probably leads the most laps, and he gets the purple lap. So he gets 3 legs of the Grand Slam. The Grand Slam is you got to lead every lap. So let's go talk to the podium here if we can. Let's see if we can find P3. That's going to be Seth.
User was moved to your channel. Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
Seth Harrelson, how you doing? P3, tell us about it.
Yeah, man, that was a good run. Had a blast. I was on my original tires the entire time, so tire fall off was very minimal. I'm blown away. I was able to finish top 3 here.
So you had a little bit of an incident, a moment, if you will, mid-race. You were able to recover from that. Not much damage as a result from climbing the wall a little bit?
It was only like 10 seconds worth of damage, so I was good to go. I actually planned to come in a caution ahead of time and check my damage, so I turned off my tires. But then I changed my mind, and when that caution came out, when everyone pitted, I forgot to check my tires back on. So it was a complete accident that I didn't take tires.
Well, then, fate's with you today. A lot of yellows. It was tough to get into a rhythm. Did you find that? Is it something difficult that you start getting into a rhythm and all of a sudden the yellow comes out? You find it a little annoying that maybe you could have got a little bit higher into the standings, maybe into a P2, maybe P1 if there weren't so many yellows?
Yeah, I'm more of a rhythm driver, so it helps me. But due to my tire situation, it kind of played into my hand. So um, it worked well for me tonight.
Well, anytime you can walk away from the Magic Mile with a podium, it's still a good night. P3 for you. Anybody you'd like to shout out to, say hi to, sponsors, anything you want to mention here while we have you on the air?
Yeah, thanks to Tanner and admins for putting this league on. My crew, HCM, shout out to those boys, and you for the broadcast. Thanks.
Well, my pleasure. I thank you very much, and congratulations on the P3, and we will see you next week at Richmond.
Appreciate it.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's find Justin Hazlitt here for P2. There he is. Let's grab him. Click and drag.
User was moved to your channel.
Justin Hazlitt, P2 and a really clean car. How'd you do it?
The main goal was just to keep my nose out of any trouble, save tires, and just try to stay close to Brett. Tried to follow him up through the whole field.
Yeah, you started. You got PA, or actually, you gained 8 positions from where you started. Um, you didn't spend an awful lot of time back there in traffic. There were some tight moments there toward the end, especially when you're battling with Harrelson. Um, was it how bad was the tire fall off for you? Was it there, or just really not much of a tire fall off, and it was just good hard racing that people were just pushing up and kind of going outside that extra line?
Honestly, the tire fall off wasn't bad. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't have came in to take tires and lose all the track position because I think I probably could have held some people off here at the end with just the first set.
All right. Well, we got next week is Richmond. Before we let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to say hello to, hi to, shout out to, whatever? We got a couple minutes here. It's all yours.
Yeah, well, first I want to thank Frito Lay and Luke Oil for allowing us to run in the sponsored series. It's been real fun both races so far. I think I got six in the first and second here, so going to be looking pretty decent in the points.
Hmm.
I want to thank OER Motorsports, all the boys there, my dad, Tom Hood, Jared Jackson, Matthew Robinson, Kevin Isaacs, Nick Halda, all the boys. I think only me, Jared, and my dad are the ones running this one, this league, but they didn't. My dad didn't have the look that that me and Jared had. I think Jared ended up getting six, so not a bad represent for OER.
Oh yeah, 2 cars in the top 10. That's a real good job, real good showing for you guys. Too bad there's not a team championship, but hey, you are right. You're going to get a gain in the points. I'm willing to bet you'll probably be P2, if not P3. In the points, so it's still early, but anytime you're within shot of P1 there at the points championship, um, it puts a target on you, but it definitely helps your momentum going into the next race. So like I said, next race is Richmond. We look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations on the P2, and we will check you next week.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, and we will pull down our winner here.
User was moved to your channel.
Brett Honda, you have me. Actually, he doesn't. Brett Honda, you have me. Brett Honda, you have me. There we go.
What's up, Gary?
Not much. Hey, man, it's not what's up with me. It's what's up with you, man. You controlled this race pretty much from the second half on. We noticed that you were working at high side, and once you got up front, you were just you kind of checked out. Tell us about your race, your strategy, and how was it out there? I mean, your car is pretty well clean.
Oh yeah, Gary, that's the key with these races, especially how long they are. Is you got to keep the car in one piece and make it to the finish line, because anything before that doesn't matter too much. So my goal is be patient, save some tires as I picked off people, went through the field. I started around 11th or so, so I slowly made my way through the field at the beginning on the newer tires since I knew it was going to be hard to pass. And then once I checked out, got to the lead, I said, all right, time to save. We got the caution at right around halfway, so it worked out perfect. Came in, took the four, had to go through a couple more guys that stayed out, but once we got out to the front, Gary, it was all about saving tires in case we had race or late race yellows, and sure enough, we had them. So luckily, saved enough tire and was able to hang on to this thing.
Oh, well, let me tell you how much tire you saved. Closers always be closing, and that's what champions do. For the longest time, Tim Rogers had the purple lap at 30.032. Right there at the end, right during the green-white checkered, right when you needed it to most, you went a 30.992, went purple. You got 3 legs of the Grand Slam, which is the fast lap, and leading actually 2 legs of the Grand Slam, fast lap and leading the most laps. If you had pole and led every other lap, you get the Grand Slam. But say 2 legs out of 4 isn't too bad, and getting the purple lap right there at the end, right when you need it the most. that definitely says something. So you're probably going to be leading the points here going into Richmond. Your thoughts going to back to the short track, so to speak?
Yeah, Gary, I pride myself in consistency, so that's what I'm going for. Hopefully, can talk to you every race so far. We can check the box off 2 races so far, so that's the goal, to be up here, sit down and chat with you every race. So hopefully top threes. But yeah, also the key is saving tire, especially at the end, and just having a nice, consistent car throughout. So yeah, it's awesome to hear that I hit my best lap at the end. That says a lot and pretty rewarding to hear as a driver.
Before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out to, say hi to while we got you?
Yeah, for sure, Gary. Got to thank, of course, Quick Time on the car for putting the sweet Brett the Jet machine out there. All the Brett the Jet fans watching. I know my dad was in the chat tonight. Sadly, he couldn't be out here racing. He's on vacation. So, got to shout out my family watching and all the Brett the Jet fans. Got to thank the other admins in the series, Tanner Tallarico, for putting this whole thing on. And, of course, you, Gary, at Race First, and you announcing this and all the other fans watching. So hopefully we put on a pretty good show tonight for everyone.
Well, we definitely got to run with Brett the Jet a little bit more often as a nickname. It's pretty cool. But congratulations. You're walking out of this with a win, probably the lead in the points championship, and going on next week to Richmond. So we will see you there. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Have a good one, everyone.
User was moved out of your channel.
And folks, that is it. Once more, as you're seeing the standings on the screen here, Brett Hahn is your winner. And like I said, closers be closing. 30.992 right there at the very end to get the purple lap. And like I said, you don't get anything for it, but man, it sure gives you a lot of pride when you do it. Justin Hazlitt, P2. He's going to have himself a good points day. He'll probably be P2 or 3. Seth Harrelson. Daniel Parmalee, man, I really wanted to talk to him, and I'm going to give him major props for tires that were 1,000 years old. Up 21 spots, managed to hold off a lot of cars that had a lot better tires. Probably were in a lot better shape, too. And I think it did help Parmalee, though, that his car was not as beat up as some of the others around him. Tim Rogers, a good day, just kind of hung around there in the mid-top 10s all day long. Jared Jackson, P6. Eric Papanow, P7. David Payton, P8. Landon Devon kind of struggled. A little bit of not a good day as he really wanted, but still a top 10, a good points day. Gets himself P9. And then right there, P10, Brett Edwards, up 16 spots. And I always like to talk about those that have gained on the track because that really tells you their performance. Brett the Jet up 10, Justin Hazlitt up 8, Harrelson up 4, Parmalee up 21, Rogers up 1, Jackson up 9, Papanow up 5, Payton up 5. Devon was the one that struggled, down 8, but there's next week. Edwards up 16, a little bit further down. Chuck Darling gets a shout out, plus 12. Richard Pruitt a little bit further down in P17 up 10. And after that, most people just kind of had, especially when you get to the second half of the standings, we're just having bad days and don't really want to think much more about it as we move on to Richmond. Here is the schedule once more. Richmond's next week on the 7th. 150 laps there at the 3/4 mile. Short track that kind of drives like a super speedway. Stafford Speedway, Concord Speedway, Lanier Raceway, Irwindale Speedway, Southern National Speedway, North Wilkesboro, Bristol without the dirt, thank God. Langley, we do a road course at Lime Rock, and Nashville Fairgrounds. Tell you what, we're going to talk about some fast laps at Richmond. I remember when I did an IndyCar race there one time, and I turned a 190-mile-per-hour lap there in an old IndyCar. That was fun, and we're going to see some really fast laps there. Richmond brings out some good racing, but also a lot of rubbing, probably some frayed tempers. We'll see. There's probably some guys that want to get back on the right track after having 2 bad weeks, and if they have a third bad week, I don't see them having a lot of good patience. So that is the remainder of the schedule for the 2021 season of the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series of the American Sim Racing Club, presented by Luke Oil. And that's really it from me. Again, I'm Gary. Thank you for joining us here with Race First coverage of the American Sim Racing Club's race at New Hampshire. 100 laps here at the New Hampshire Magic Mile in Loudon, just a little north of Concord, right there. Not too far away from Laconia, not too far away from like Winnipesaukee. So if you have a chance to go visit those places, go visit. But definitely the Magic Mile is one of those places that you definitely want to stop if you're in the area. I'm glad we stopped, and I'm glad you stopped here too. Thanks for watching. Join us next week, same bat time, same bat channel, as we go to Richmond for round 3 of the American Sim Racing Club Super Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. See ya!